Welcome to Demystify Magic with Molly and Madison.
I'm Molly, a former skeptic, now full-time energy healer, author, and your resident science meets spirit nerd.
And I'm Madison, a born and raised witch, teacher of the craft, and owner of not one, not two, but 3 metaphysical businesses.
Together we dig into low-effort witchcraft, spirituality, and the science that backs it all up, all with humor, heart, and a sprinkle of chaos.
So whether you're a curious skeptic or a seasoned witch, find a cozy spot, take a deep breath, and let's demystify some magic.
Howdy, doody, friends.
Howdy, and also duty.
And also friends.
And also friends.
We are back on the pod to share with you maybe a topical conversation because we got Valentine's Day around the corner, and whether you celebrate or not, love is in the air. And we're here to talk about love spells, ethical love spells.
Yeah, maybe a controversial opinion from me, but I do think that there are ethical love spells. I know that that is like a kind of a polarizing thing in the community.
Yeah.
And I think that it is something that can be done and done well.
Yeah. And I'm mostly going to talk about self-love spells because that's a big facet of my book, Mundane Magic, which comes out next week, by the way. If you're new here, that book comes out in 1 week. I'm not freaking out. You are.
I would be remiss to not remind you that this would be an excellent time. You've got 1 week left to sign up for the pre-order incentive. All pre-orders ordered from Spellcrafter will be signed, and you'll also get access to a virtual book tour event.
Yes, I'm very excited about it. If you're new to the pod, you haven't heard of Mundane Magic. This is the Lazy Witch's Guide to Hacking Your Brain, building a daily practice and getting stuff done by yours truly. And if you like low effort magic, if you like infusing magic into your day-to-day, if you need a little motivation to wash your dishes or fold your laundry, you're going to want to pick up this book. So you can order it wherever you get books, and especially at Spellcrafter. And a little birdie told me we might have a little preview of the audiobook coming to your feed later this week. So maybe a little double dose of Demystify this week. Who knows? Could be fun.
Keep your eyes peeled and also your ears peeled.
But before we dive into love spells, Madison, what was your magic moment of the week?
My magic moment of the week is kind of like a culmination of a lot of magic moments. I talked last week about starting Lexapro and getting some of my, like, a little bit of my own magic back.
Mm-hmm.
And that has really culminated in a period of, like, really fierce creativity as well. So if you've been listening for a little while, you know that we have at Spellcrafter a Turning of the Wheel candle subscription. So every 6 weeks, we send a Sabbath candle straight to your door. About 3 weeks before the Sabbath, it ships out. For US shipping, it's a fun time. That has been a really, really fun idea to bring to life because it has been so well received. And, you know, I think that's one of the best parts of being a business owner is like having an idea and taking it from like little seed in my brain to full-blown operation that now like every 6 weeks is stressful in the best way because it's like a madhouse packing boxes, getting these candles out. It's just really fun. And we work with a contractor who helps with our website and stuff. And he was kind of, I don't want to say skeptical, but I needed help to like get the subscription part of the website figured out in a way that like made sense. And we're still improving it, whatever. But it's just fun to watch like a middle-aged white man be like, oh, wow, you really did that, huh? And then be like, yeah, do you understand why I needed it to be this very specific way? So that has now inspired where my mom is starting a subscription at Hedgewitch that is a little bit more like, do you remember FabFitFun?
Oh, do I remember FabFitFun? I always wanted those boxes.
My mom basically was like, I want to make the witchy FabFitFun.
Yeah, I'm in.
And so it's called the Seasonal Compass, and it's this really fun box that we've been having so much fun figuring out what's going to be inside. Like, we leave for Tucson in a couple of days, the Tucson Gem Show, and we're like foaming at the mouth to find things to put in this box. And I have not felt that excitement since we got the Turning of the Wheel up and going. And so it's just been really fun to explore this new like avenue of our business.
Mm-hmm.
And to like be doing things so different. Like I just feel like we've expanded so much in the last year. You know, Tarot 101 starts in the next couple weeks. It's our first like long form course. We have this subscription that's doing so well. We're adding this other subscription. We're like making custom boxes and custom tissue paper and just like feeling so creative and expansive. And it's just like, I think that it's really easy to fall into like kind of the monotony of day to day when you like, you know, where it's like, okay, we've got a good thing. Like, let's just ride this gravy train.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just been really fun to find new ways to be creative.
Yeah.
And to have like the community show up and be like, yes, this is what we've been looking for. And so I'm really, really excited. The first box goes out with the spring equinox. I told my mom that it was going to be my magic moment because we've been having so much fun. And so I said, you better have the pre-order link available by the day this episode comes out. So if she listened to me, it'll be in the description. Mm-hmm. But if not, join the Hedge Witches email list and you'll be the first to know. But it's like that anticipation feeling is my magic moment this week of like, oh, I think we've done something really, really good. Mm-hmm. I can't wait to see what everybody thinks of it.
I'm excited.
And I think that it's like, that used to be a really anxiety-inducing feeling for me before we launched something new of like, oh God, like I don't know if people are going to like this or like how people are going to react or whatever. And so to be able to feel pretty confident, I feel like I know you guys, like you guys listening, because you like that Venn diagram really is a circle. And I love and appreciate you for it. You guys fucking show up and show out for my family's small business. And for that, I don't think I can ever repay you. But I feel like I know you so well now.
Yeah.
That it feels like buying a present for a friend. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense? Like when we went to Atlanta a couple weeks ago and we met this woman who has this really cool product that I won't say what it is because I think it's going to be in the box and I want it to be a fun surprise. And it literally felt the same way that I felt when I decided what I was going to get you for Christmas. Like, you know, it's like that same excited feeling. And that is just like, I don't know, it's been a really perspective shifting way to see my business.
I love that. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Whenever I come up with something new, I always feel the same way. I'm just like, oh yeah, they're going to love it. Mm-hmm. And it's, I don't know, it feels more like collaborative than like, here's this product, you should buy it. It feels more like hey, I know you like this. I found a bunch of them. I love that. I'm so excited for you.
What's your magic moment?
Mine feels very mundane compared to that, but I had the best vegetarian burger of my life yesterday.
Hell yeah.
And I need to talk about it.
Please. I'm so hungry, by the way.
Oh, same. I took my family to Boston to see the Bruins as like the big like Christmas gift I got everyone. So we spent the weekend in Boston and we went to Gordon Ramsay's restaurant. Have you ever been to a Gordon Ramsay restaurant?
You know, I have not. Wait, maybe, no, I have. I can't remember. When I was in Vegas for work once, I remember.
Yeah, there's one in Vegas.
There's many in Vegas, which is why I don't know if I've been. I don't know if the restaurant that I went to was a Gordon Ramsay restaurant, but I do know that I chose. There was across from the Gordon Ramsay restaurant, there was a Guy Fieri restaurant, and I did choose the Guy Fieri restaurant. Sorry, Mr. Ramsay.
After you hear this story, you may regret that. So I don't eat meat. I don't eat anything that poops. I haven't since I was 13. So I have no concept of what a real burger tastes like anymore. But I have tried every faux burger on the market, from the black bean ones that fall apart to the flavorless quinoa, sweet potato ones.
I hate those ones.
Yeah.
I love a black bean burger, though.
See, I like a black bean, but I love an Impossible. Beyond Meat, terrible. Impossible Meat, great. Like when Burger King introduced an Impossible Whopper, my life changed.
Yeah, forever.
Forever. So I always expect, you go in and you expect the Impossible Burger and you're just like, yeah, it's a mid-tier burger and it's fine. It's fine. It's not great. It's fine. No, they make theirs in-house. They make their vegan burger in-house. And oh my God, I'm salivating thinking about it. It was so juicy. The texture was unlike anything I've ever had. Why are you making that face? Why are you making that face?
I'm happy for you. I'm sorry. I'm just processing like so I was a vegetarian for like 4 or 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I was a person who could never do fake meat.
Mm.
And so I was always a black bean burger. Like I would just always rather have like more vegetables. Like don't give me like I wasn't ever a tofu person. I think that I just never had it like really prepared well.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I love tofu.
But I'm just like, just give me more of the sides. Like if it's like a chicken breast and vegetables, I'm like, just give me all the vegetables. And so when you describe a vegan burger as juicy, it triggers that part of me that really also, I'm so sorry, this is such an aside, but it is something that I think about all the time. My ex that Molly trash talks on this podcast was a vegetarian, and he would make chili with Impossible meat, or maybe it was Beyond Meat.
Oh.
I don't remember which one it was. It was with a fake ground beef.
It was Beyond, and it was foul, I guarantee.
It would get so soggy and soft and gross.
No.
That it was just like so bad. And so now fake meat really does turn my stomach. And I remember once we got in an argument because I was like, do you think maybe you could like make the meat separate? I'll just have the chili with nothing in it. Like it doesn't bother me. I love a meatless chili, like just like whatever, all those things. But like, could you just make the meat separately and then just add it to yours? And he was so offended that I was not interested in his fake ground beef. And so, sorry, I'm bringing my own bias to the table, and I'm not trying to do that. Tell me more about the burger.
The burger was so juicy.
I wish you hadn't repeated it.
But it's a really good vegan burger when I second guess whether or not it's actually vegan.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, is this what meat tastes like?
Did you have somebody else taste it?
Yeah. It was definitely the vegan one. It had the little flag in it that said vegan. Like, It was for sure the vegan one. But I was like, oh my God, to the point where when we were getting the check, I was Googling, where can I buy bulk Gordon Ramsay vegan burgers? I'm just like, give me 100 of them right now. They were so good.
That's amazing.
So good. And now I fear it's ruined Impossible Burgers for me for life. I can never go back to Burger King.
Really? Have you tried?
It was 2 days ago.
Oh, well, then maybe I don't know. Maybe you were like, I have to know how this compares immediately. It wouldn't surprise me if you had.
Yeah, let me go follow up my really good vegan burger with a shitty one that gives me the shits.
Well, you said that it was amazing. You said Impossible was so good.
Impossible is good, but Impossible from Burger King is a recipe for disaster in my tummy tum.
Okay, sorry. The mixed signals I'm getting.
It's because I slather it with zesty sauce.
Oh, yeah, that'll do it. I'm really happy for you. I think that's a perfectly acceptable magic moment.
I wasn't looking for your validation.
Well, you said that it was super mundane. You were like, seemed like you were like, oh.
Well, compared to yours, you were like creating the witchy fab fit fun. And I'm just like, Gordon Ramsay makes a good vegan burger, everybody.
I'm going to have to try it.
Please take me. Take me. Take me. If you have it without me, you're dead to me. Like, I need to be there. I will fly to Vegas to eat one.
Okay.
If I have to.
I mean, you could just do that regardless. I don't have to be there. You could just do that whenever you want.
Imagine if I just flew to Vegas just to eat a burger and then fly back.
That would be when I would have to sit you down and say, honey, I think we're a little out of touch.
I'm about to franchise a Gordon Ramsay in Maine just so I can eat that burger all the time. That's really where we're at.
I wonder if you could I wonder if those restaurants would give you the recipe, because it's not like you're ever going to upstage Gordon Ramsay, you have nothing to lose by sharing with me what's in your vegan burger.
If anyone works at a Gordon Ramsay and please slide into my DMs. Please. I'm begging you. It's called Gordon Ramsay Restaurant.
Was it? The ones in Vegas all have names.
Oh, no. This one is literally Gordon Ramsay Burgers.
Okay, so I remember he had a fish and chip place in Vegas. Maybe that's what I had.
Just burgers. Just burgers.
They all have themes.
Which is good. That's what you should do.
Yeah, just go hard on one thing.
Yeah, and do it really fucking well.
100 different times in 100 different restaurants.
Everyone in my family was like, this is the best burger I've ever had.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll have to come up to
Hell's
Boston.
Kitchen. Hell's Kitchen seems more justifiable now. If that's what that man is cooking, I get
right?
it.
If he's capable
I
of
get
that.
the fury. Mm-hmm.
Well, we're going to move on from one love to another. I've been sitting on that. We have this episode kind of split into self-love and love spells. So, Molly, tell me a little bit about the science of self-love affirmations, which is what you have written on this list that I know nothing about, and I can't wait for you to tell me.
Yes. So to draw inspiration for this, there's a lot of self-love spells in my book. So I just cracked her open and was like, where do I talk about self-love in here? And I talk about this in one of the intro chapters, but there is science behind faking affirmations until you make it. Fake it till you make it. And the example that I give in the book is, did you know that your brain doesn't know the difference between a real smile and a fake smile?
I did know that, actually.
Because of your bestie, Molly.
Mm-hmm. I've never
Madison's
learned
like,
a single fact outside of Molly, actually.
No, so what happens is when you turn the corners of your mouth up into a smile, even if you're pissed off, even if you're angry, even if you're sad, your brain, because you're making that shape with your mouth, it starts to release the happy hormones in your body that actually cause the feeling of happiness. And so you can fake a smile and then it starts to generate a real smile. And so the approach I take in the book is, you can say these self-love affirmations, which is a lot of what the spells for self-love I'm going to give you include. And even if in the moment you don't believe it, when you say it as if you do, over time, your brain starts to believe it. And bonus points if you say it with a smile. But one that I really love actually directly comes from the book. And this is what convinced me to start wearing lotion every day. I used to be someone with crusty skin because I never put lotion on. Not crusty skin, Madison says.
My God. It wasn't the feeling of my crusty skin that made me want to put on lotion. I was happy to live in my crusty skin forever until I found this magic spell.
Hey, some of us need different motivators.
Right?
Okay, so you are going to take your lotion, and I like to keep mine with a rose quartz. Rose quartz is probably the number one for self-love. There's a couple others we'll talk about later, but rose quartz is that girl for self-love and pretty easy to find, pretty inexpensive if you don't have one. But you are going to choose 5 affirmations of self-love. So how I like to create these is I like to pick things that I actually like about myself to start. So it might be, I am a really good friend, or my hair looks amazing today, or whatever. You're going to pick 5, write them down. As you are spreading lotion on your skin, you are going to say one of the affirmations for each body part. So I like to do one affirmation for my left arm. And as I'm rubbing the lotion in, I'm saying the affirmation and imagining it could sink into my skin. And then when I switch arms, I switch affirmations. And then one for each leg, and then one for the torso or whatever. You could also just pick one affirmation, do it for your whole body, or you could just repeat a bunch of different ones. But the idea is you are rubbing the self-love and the affirmation into your skin through the lotion and then basking in it. This is also really good if you have a signature scent, because your brain especially will start to associate that scent with that feeling of self-love. And so next time you smell it, you will start to connect with that feeling of self-love, maybe even speaking nicer to yourself. So that is probably my favorite self-love spell that I have been doing lately, especially because it's winter and we're crusty. We are crusty.
Yeah, I love that you don't even actually really have to have a specific, this is my signature scent. I have it in the shampoo, I have it in the body wash, I have it in the lotion, I have it in the perfume. Even if you just buy the same Nivea lotion over and over and over again, it'll just get easier and easier for you to like feel that self-love, because the smell of that lotion will be the thing that triggers that like loving feeling. And so then you could just like buy the hand cream, right? Or like buy the travel size, keep it in your purse or keep it in your backpack or in your car. And when you feel like you're, you know, being really down on yourself, you could just pull out that thing, and even you could just huff it, or, you know, like
just huff it.
Just huff that shit. You can just put a little bit on your hands and then smell it.
Yeah. I really like to apply lotion before bed. And then I find my sheets and my pillows start to smell like that scent.
Yeah.
And so it's really nice because I feel like the days where I'm really down on myself, I struggle to get out of bed. And so that has really helped me, because when I'm getting back into bed because I'm having a bad day, I smell that scent. I'm automatically brought back to that feeling of self-love. And now I feel a little bit more compassionate to myself, even if I need to stay in bed for a little bit longer. So yeah, it's just one of those like perfect, magical, mundane, like my skin feels good, which makes me feel good. And yeah, it's probably like in my top 3 favorite spells from the entire book, because it's just it's so good. It's so easy. It's so effective.
And like, I think that magic aside, like those moments that are tending to yourself in non-essential ways really do breed that feeling of self-love. It's like taking that extra 5-10 minutes to do something that is non-essential, that really the only goal is to feel good, is like just such a powerful way to train your brain to that you are worthy of those things.
100%. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And then speaking of that, kind of piggybacking off of that is infusing your skincare or makeup routine with self-love. So I like to do this in lots of different ways, and we have thrown around the idea of doing a whole episode on low effort glamour magic. So if you're interested in that, let us know. But a really, really easy way to get started with this is to create sigils for self-love, or just draw a heart on your skincare. And I will also keep crystals with my skincare, with my makeup. So again, rose quartz is my go-to. If I'm feeling especially hard on myself, I'll also throw in an amethyst. But I keep rose quartz like with my skincare, with my makeup, with my lotion. Like I have a bunch of them. I usually keep one by every mirror in my house too, to help remind me that like when I'm looking at my reflection, I should look through the eyes of kindness instead of judgment. But I really like to think of every step in my skincare as like an act of self-love, and every step in my makeup as an act of self-love. And one of the ways that I've really found this to be transformative is I've started wearing makeup even when I don't have to leave my house or meet with anyone or film or do anything. Like literally the other day, I had like 20 minutes between meetings, and I was like, what do I like? I don't want to do anything. Like, what am I going to do for these 20 minutes? And I just put a full beat on for no reason. Like it was the end of the day. And I was just like, yeah, this makes me feel good. And even if nobody cares, like I was meeting with like, you know, probably you, honestly. Like,
Honestly,
I don't remember
probably.
who it was. It was like someone of that, where it's like I can show up without any makeup on and no one cares. And then I literally took it off and went to bed after. And my husband was like, why did you put makeup on? And I was like, because it's fun and I like it and it makes me feel good. And that's it. Like, that's the only reason I needed.
Yeah.
So doing things like that with your self-care, if you have, you know, a sheet mask that you're like, oh, I need to save this for a special occasion, just use it. Just use it. Like seeing, again, like you said, those non-essential moments of tending to yourself as like reminders that you are worthy. I think that is a magical self-love spell in and of itself.
Yeah, I feel like I get that same sort of feeling that you were describing out of doing my skincare, and I've like found it through choosing like the moments that I choose not to wear makeup as well.
Yeah.
Because I during like the Bring 2016 Back trend that everybody was supposed to be, I was like really sinking in that like I miss 2016 makeup. I miss my 2016 makeup. I will do that any day. I will bring back if like at the drop of a hat. But I realized like in 2020 when the world was shut down and nobody was like, I didn't have to wear makeup, that so much of what I was doing that for was like not out of a place of self-love. And so I've really reevaluated my relationship with makeup and skincare because I was doing a lot. I was like 22 and I was like, do I need Botox? Like I was like off the deep end.
Yeah.
12-step skincare routine for fine lines and wrinkles. And I didn't have a college degree. And so now my like very simple routine and like making the choice of when or when not going to wear makeup has become like that slow intentional choice of like, am I doing this because I want to? Am I doing this because this feels fun? Or am I doing this because I feel like I need to show up a certain way, which I've seen a lot in like being a business owner is I like get in this like, oh my God, well, I have to put my makeup on because nobody's going to take me seriously if I just like have my, my sunscreen on. And then I stop myself and go, oh, wait, choosing to spend that time, that 15, 20 minutes that you would have spent like putting on makeup because you feel like you need to be perceived a certain way, spending that doing something else, making myself a cup of tea to go, like that has become a moment of self-care for me. But one thing you will never, ever hear me skipping is my fucking sunscreen. And I will be infusing that with, that's what will hold all of my magical intentions. You'll see that bitch covered in sigils. She's carrying all the, she's carrying all the weight.
As she should.
As she should. And I get a lot of DMs about the sunscreen that I use because I don't shut up about it. It is in the link in my bio in my Instagram.
Yeah, she put me onto it. It's as good as she says.
Long live Korean skincare.
Amen. Yeah, I've noticed the same too. Like I used to be someone where I would not be caught dead without makeup. Like you could not take a photo of me without makeup. You could not take a video of me.
Yep.
I certainly wouldn't do like a podcast interview without makeup on. And the other day, I've been doing a lot of podcast interviews for the book. And I've gotten to the point where I don't put makeup on unless I want to put makeup on and I want to wear makeup. And I've noticed like some of the interviews I'll have a full beat and some of them I've just got like a little beat and some of them I don't have any makeup on. And I feel no differently about myself in any of those stages, which I think is like, for me, felt like a big moment of growth in terms of like the self-love workings that I've been doing over the last couple of years. Like I'll show up on my Instagram stories like in front of 100,000 people without makeup on and I don't blink. Like I feel nothing about it, which is very cool. Like I think it's cool when we have those moments where we can really look at like, wow, like I really do love myself a lot more than I did even a year ago or 2 years ago or whatever. But yeah, infusing skincare, infusing makeup with self-love, so good. I also really love, just to give you a little teaser into like glamour magic, some of the self-love glamour that I've been doing is really thinking about when I am applying different products to my skin, what are their jobs and can I give them a magical intention similar to that job? So like when I'm lining my lips, it's like, okay, may I set boundaries with my words, right? Like when I am putting on my SPF, it's like that's a protection spell. When I am putting on a, hydration toner, it's like, okay, what can I do to fill myself with love, right? Like to absorb more of my own love today, and that kind of thing. And just thinking about sort of in metaphorical terms, what are these products doing and how can I give that to myself energetically or in the form of self-love has really helped me just be more intentional about how I treat myself throughout the day, just by setting that intention in the morning when I'm doing those things. So if you want just like an easy glamour magic, I think thinking in terms of metaphors of what your products are doing and then setting intentions around that is a really good one.
I love that.
Yes. In terms of self-love ingredients for crystals, like I said, rose quartz is that girl for self-love, but I also like rhodonite. Rhodonite is really good for healing wounding of the heart, in particular, like self-afflicted wounding. So if you are someone who struggles with negative self-talk, rhodonite is a really good one to help kind of break that patterning. I also really like rhodochrosite. Rhodochrosite is really nice for self-love shadow healing. So if there's a part of your shadow self or the part of yourself you shy away from that you struggle to love, something, whether it's a habit, a reaction, a way of thinking or being that you don't quite love about yourself, rhodochrosite is really good for helping you fall in love with those shadow sides, fall in love with those pieces of you that you're still in the process of healing or working towards. And then for ingredients, you can use these in a tea, a bath, whatever kind of spell, a candle spell. But I like rose, lavender, and honey. Rose is really great for finding compassion towards the self. Lavender is really good for, again, like if you struggle with that negative self-talk, really bringing ease to the mind, quieting that, bringing a bit more, like supportive talk to the mind, supportive energy to the mind. And honey is great for sweetening and getting those like new beliefs about yourself or new responses in self-love or affirmations of self-love to stick to you. So those 3 things would make a great tea, or you can use them in simmer pots, other forms of spell work, whatever you want to do.
Throw them in a bath.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd throw honey in a bath if you have a vulva. That might not be good. You could bring a honey swizzle stick to the bath and just drink honey while you're in your rose lavender bath.
Ooh, you know what? A bath is always just like a disaster for me anyway. So I would just go full send. I'd be like, you know what? Just a little bit of honey. We're going to suffer anyways.
I hate that for you. Maybe a honey face mask.
Oh, love that. Love a honey face mask.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So now... It's interesting, like structuring this episode because it's like all of the things that I was thinking of for ethical love spells are also things that we could talk about for self-love and vice versa. So I do say all of this with the caveat of like everything that you just said is also applicable here, But something that I really want to touch on before we dive into like how to do a love spell is the baseline, in my opinion, for how to ethically participate in love magic is focusing on the idea of a person, like specific attributes, rather than like a specific human being, right? Like going into doing a love spell with an open mind of I want to meet the people who are right for me.
Yeah.
Not I want Dan from accounting to fall in love with me and be obsessed with me.
Not Dan from accounting.
Catching strays. Sorry, Dan. I'm just trying to save him, I imagine Dan is like the sexiest accountant you've ever seen.
You see him in the hall and you're just like, CPA.
Oh my God. But, like really focusing on like this idea of trust in the universe, right? In that like I know that there are people in this world who are well suited to me. I want to cross their paths rather than I want to make somebody fall in love with me and never look at another woman ever again.
Yeah. Yeah. And same with like workings around exes too. Like you can call back the attributes you appreciate about someone, but not necessarily the person.
Yeah. So all that being said, something else that I really like to focus on for like that spell work around bringing somebody in is spell work centered in showing up as the best version of yourself. I've been following this matchmaker on TikTok who I am obsessed with.
Wait, who is it?
I can't remember her name. That shows how much I like her. So she has it's a free matchmaking service for Muslim people. She'll only work with Muslims. And she'll like share, obviously like not share people's names or like any defining information, but she'll share people's profiles and share like why she would reject someone from her dating pool or like, whatever, why she would accept somebody. And something that she shares a lot is that people come in with expectations, like with this long list of attributes that they want in a person that completely does not line up with who they are. And like this idea that like that person, she's just as honest, which I think that's what I really like about her, is that she's very, very direct with people in a way that's still kind, where she's like, that person has a list of attributes of who they want as well. They want somebody who is is aligned with them. So if you only want somebody that makes $250,000 a year and you are unemployed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you want someone who's confident and you are not willing to work on yourself towards that.
Yes, exactly. That doesn't add up. And so the money is just usually what people are talking about. It'll be interesting. And it's almost always men who she's talking about who will want, and it's not usually a dollar sign. It'll be I want a physician, I want a lawyer, and then they're a student or something, which whatever. Money was a bad example for within the context of what I'm talking about, but the idea that we often come to love spells with the idea of I just want this to be easy. I just want my soulmate to show up and be in love with me and be obsessed with me. That feels like the core of why a lot of people come to this. When I first came to the idea of love magic, I was not the person that my partner deserved.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I didn't have that confidence. I didn't have security. I didn't have stability in my own self, not even from a physical, a monetary standpoint.
Yeah.
I didn't feel secure in my own nervous system, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's where that self-love work comes into play here and is really important, and where self-love work becomes a love spell.
Yeah. It reminds me of when I was in my early 20s and I went through a really, really bad breakup. I was obsessed with Matthew Hussey, who is a celebrity.
We've talked about this.
Oh God, I love Matthew Hussey. Changed my life, and I'm gonna put a huge asterisk on this. I have no idea what the man is doing now. It's been 10 years since I read his book. I have no idea if the book stands the test of time. Please don't cancel me for anything this book says. But he has a book called How to Get the Guy. And on the surface, you think it's going to be this really vapid, dating book that teaches women how to fall in love with men or whatever. But really, it is the sneakiest self-love journey ever, because the whole book is about how you have to fall in love with yourself and you have to become the person you want to be before you can even consider a relationship. You have to be so okay with yourself that you don't need a relationship. Mm-hmm. And that idea at 24 changed my fucking life. Literally, I have a tattoo for a quote from his book on my body. Mm-hmm. It changed my life. Being that young and learning that I have to be the person I want to be before I can attract the person I want to attract. That felt revolutionary to me. And I really do think was a self-love spell at the time, before I even knew what magic was. So I'm echoing all the things you're saying, but just through the eyes of a British white man. I
also found Matthew Hussey in my early 20s. I never read his book. You recommended it to me and I never got around to it. Apologies.
I don't know if it's worth it now. I'm not saying read his book. I'm saying I read it at 24 and it was revolutionary. I have not read it since.
And that's not to say that you can't meet someone and fall in love when you're going through it. I don't mean that to put anybody down who is maybe not the person that they want to be yet. Mm-hmm. That's not what I'm saying at all. You can still meet someone and have a fulfilling relationship and all of those things. You can still participate in love magic. I just really, really implore you to at least be working towards becoming that version of yourself, because you are going to meet people where you're at and people are going to meet you where you're at.
Yeah.
And so if you want this person who is, on your list of attributes is self-assured and secure in themselves and confident,
yeah,
those people are also looking for self-assured, confident people.
Yeah, totally.
All that being said, the most powerful love spell I've ever done was taught to me by my mom. We've talked about it on this podcast before. I will sing its praises until the day I die. It is how I met Drew. It's how my mom met my stepdad. And I've told everyone that I can ever tell about it. I've even changed it to fit different situations. But what you're going to do is you're going to sit down before you do any of these other love workings that I'm going to talk to you about. You're going to make a list of 100 attributes that you want this person to have.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to think of 100 things. So it can be they make me laugh. They have a job. The bar's on the floor. You'll start with those like very basic things, right? Like,
right.
One of mine has a good relationship with their family. You know, I'm trying to think of others. I could actually is ambitious. Let me find my list.
Oh.
I think it's still in the notes of my phone. 100 things. My 100 things. Number 1 was love cats. Number 4, no tacky tattoos unless funny, tacky, and self-aware. Likes to travel, career-oriented, is attracted to driven women. Likes to be helpful, reads for fun, smart, has meaningful friendships, talks about their feelings, is physically affectionate, buys me flowers, family-oriented, has a clean house, not fat-phobic, leftist, isn't weirdly into EDM. Okay with witchcraft, thinks the store is cool. Not police or military. This is fun.
You're describing Drew. I'm like, check, check, check.
Monogamous, doesn't get seasick. I don't know why that's on there. Oh,
does Drew get seasick?
No, I don't think so. There is some stuff from when this was in an era of my life when I thought I might want kids. So there's some of that in there. So like that's different. Doesn't drink or smoke to excess.
Yeah.
Makes me a priority in their life. So those are some ideas, right? So you think of 100 things. And the idea is
no weird EDM bros with bad tattoos.
Yeah. I'm sorry. No hate to anybody who really likes EDM. It just is not a lifestyle that works for me. I'm not saying anybody who has these attributes are bad people. I'm just saying that we're not compatible on a romantic level.
Well, it reminds me of, I'm sorry, rabbit hole. We had a serious episode last week. We need to go down the rabbit hole this week. Justin and I are obsessed with the TV show Married at First Sight.
Oh, yeah.
And one of the big points of contention in one of the relationships this last season is that one of the guy really wanted to go to Burning Man with his wife.
Oh,
and
God.
his wife had no interest in going to Burning Man and ultimately led to their breakup.
Yeah, it's like it is a fundamental difference in like
lifestyle.
Yeah. I am not a person who likes to stay up late. I'm not a person who likes loud noises.
Yeah.
I don't like to do drugs. And not to say that everybody who likes EDM does drugs, but like that's a big part of like EDM festival culture.
The lifestyle.
Yeah. All those things. So you make this list of 100 things. And the idea is once when you're going out with someone, once they reach a point where they no longer like have 85 to 90 of those attributes, you end the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And that is like a practice in standards, right? Like,
yeah, but also getting clear on what you want. Because
exactly.
I think so often we're like, oh, I want a relationship. Not like that, though. Or we settle for relationships where like something's off, but I can't pinpoint what it is. Mm-hmm. And then you just go through it and stay with it because you think it will get better, not realizing it's like a fundamental difference.
Really what it is a practice in being very intentional with your energy. So it's having a commitment to yourself. It's dedicating to yourself and saying, I will not spend time with somebody who does not hold these core values. And some of them obviously are like more or less important, right? And so you
like the
kind
seasickness,
like I could live with if we were at 95 and that pushed us into 96.
Yeah.
Maybe it's okay. But then there are some things that hold a lot of weight, right? Like if you really want kids, then it becomes if they have 99, but that one thing is my deal breaker, then you recognize that, or you say, oh my God, this person has 99 out of 100 things that I want in a person. What's more important to me, this person or this future where I have kids? Like that's an honest conversation to have with yourself.
Right.
And so it gets you really clear on what you want. You make a dedication to yourself to not settle for less than that. Mm-hmm. And then when you write those things down, it really does become like a petition, right?
Yeah.
I wrote my 100 things and I think, let me see when I wrote that note. Oh, I edited it after I met him. Damn it. I think I added one thing to it because it was our first disagreement. I do remember that. I added one thing to it because the only thing that he had on here that he didn't, like the only thing that he didn't meet on here was I didn't want anybody who vaped, and he vaped. And then he quit like 2 months later.
Oh my God.
I didn't even tell him that was on my list and that whatever. I think I did tell him I thought it was gross. I'm sure I did. I can't keep my mouth shut about anything. But that was the only thing that he didn't hit. And so I was like, okay, I can concede on that.
Yeah, yeah.
And then there you go. I manifested it.
Manifested it.
So that's my starting point for all love spells.
Mm-hmm.
For candle magic.
I love that.
Thank you. I would always use a pink or a red candle just because those are the colors that I associate with love. But if you have a color that, you know, you associate more with love, something that like spurs that feeling of love in you, go for it. Use that. Take those like core, maybe 5 attributes, like the most important things to you. Or honestly, I would get a 7-day candle and I would print out your list. A 7-day or a 14D candle that can fit, you know, a piece of paper that has all 100 things on them. Print it out and tape it to the outside of your candle. And then put some of those herbs, like I have rose on my list of my herbs as well, but I also have hibiscus and catnip. Catnip is a great attractor.
Yeah, yeah.
And set the intention of like, I want to be put in the path of this person.
I like that.
I want to be given the opportunity to meet this person. And then I would even maybe like make a second one with the separate intention of like, I want to show up as the person that this person that I've created deserves. I want to grow into the kind of partner that I want to be for this other human.
Yeah,
who is going to be what I deserve, you know?
It could be fun too to make to put yourself in the shoes of this person after you've made your list and make their list.
Oh, I love that.
And then see like what elements you already embody and where you're like you can take your personal work next.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, for sure. I love that idea. Like really getting into their shoes. I'm obsessed with that. All the stuff that you said about glamour magic really applies here, especially for showing up as that person. So you could have those, like, you could draw those hearts. I really like, so when something's for like self-love, I will literally do like the little Cupid heart with the arrows through it, and I'll write me in the middle. And so you could do the same and do, you know, the heart with the arrow, whatever, and do them or you, you know, and have the intention of like showing up as like I'm irresistible to the person, to the people who are right for me. Yeah. This is something that Anthony and I use and talk about in terms of like business a lot, but it really does apply here. The intention of the right and correct people always find me.
Yep. Totally.
It can apply to, you know, it's the intention that I set when I have a reading day on the calendar. It can be the intention that you set on a first date. You know, that would always be my intention with like, if somebody canceled a first date on me, I'd be like, okay, so you were not the right or correct person.
Yes. Yeah. That's how I feel whenever someone cancels a meeting.
Paying attention to what happens after you set those intentions, right? And using that as data. If you set the intention, the right and correct people always find me, and somebody calls and asks you out 15 minutes later. Interesting. If you set that same intention and 15 minutes later somebody says, I'm so sorry, I'm so tired, I can't go out tonight. There you go. Yeah. I would be remiss to not plug my own spell work in this section. So I will let you know.
I was waiting.
I
was like, do I need to plug or are you going to plug?
I have both an attraction spell candle and a self-love spell candle that I love very dearly. Created with those very specific intentions in mind. You'll even see the affirmation on the front of the affirmation candle. I get everything and everyone I want.
Yeah. I love the attraction candle. I don't use it for love because I'm married, but I do use it for like partnerships in my business, which I think is like very similar.
Yeah, for sure. And then for crystals, I have been thinking about emerald a lot for love recently. Ever since we had Nicholas Pearson on the podcast, you'll hear him talk about emerald in that episode. So that has really entered the zeitgeist for a lot of my love workings. But I also have ruby and blue lace agate, which blue lace feels like a bit of an oddball choice, but it has such like a calming, soothing energy that feels really important to include when you're doing love magic, because you don't want to be coming from a place of anxiety or panic when you do these workings. It's kind of the same as any sort of like abundance working. You don't want to be coming from energetic scarcity.
Yeah. I was going to say blue lace agate's also really good for patience.
Oh, yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
That's the biggest part here, too, is that there are a lot of reasons that you might not be meant to meet somebody. I really am a believer that you do meet certain people for specific reasons. I don't think that everything is written out, you know? I don't believe in fate that hardcore. But I believe that like before we came here, you and I sat down and we're like, okay, so we're going to be really good friends in this lifetime, and we're going to start this business together, and it's going to teach us A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And I believe I had the same sit down with Drew, right? Like those key players in your life, I think a lot of that is predestined.
Yeah.
And so when I look at Drew and I, there are a lot of reasons that he and I could not meet, even though we grew up 20 minutes from one another. You know, there are a lot of reasons that he and I could not meet until we were 25 and 26.
Yeah. Yeah.
If we had met at 21 and 22, we would have killed each other. You know?
Yeah, totally.
Or if we hadn't met until we were 35 and 36, then we maybe would have been with somebody else, had settled for something that, you know, because we felt fear. And so trust is the biggest piece here. And something that is so important is just letting the universe know that you're ready.
Hundo P.
Hundo P.
Yeah, like imagine if the universe put you in my path when I was like a major skeptic.
Yeah, like then we never ever would have had a like you would have been like, okay, crazy. Bye.
Yeah. Right? Yeah, there's so many reasons. Or like, you know, maybe, you know, you didn't meet your partner at a certain time because they were like going through a breakup and they needed to heal. They needed to become the person that you wrote that list of. Like they're still doing their work, right? And so, you know, had you met them sooner, you may not have seen them in their greatest potential, or being alone may have been what spurred them on that path to their greatest potential to be the best partner for you. So yeah, I think patience is the key. And I think that self-love also helps with that too, because just as Mr. Hussey says, if you are in love with yourself, I'm going to butcher his quote, but basically you got to be super, super comfortable with yourself before you can be comfortable with someone else.
I see your Matthew Hussey and I raise you RuPaul. If you can't love yourself, how in the hell are you going to love somebody else? Can I get an amen?
I'm going to see your RuPaul and I'm going to raise you Buddha.
Two very similar human beings.
You deserve your love and compassion just as much as anyone else does.
Did we do it?
I think we did it.
We love you very much. Happy Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day.
I said that. I was intentional. That was a choice. That was a stylistic choice I made.
I love that.
And we love you.
Okay. Bye. Thanks for listening to Demystify Magic with Molly and Madison. All our links, from spells to ceremonies to ways to support us, are waiting in the show notes.
We'd love to hear your magic moment of the week. Share it in a review, tag us on socials, or bring it to our Patreon clubhouse at demystifymagic.com.
And remember, you are the magic.
Okay, love you.
Bye.